Hi, I'm Dr. Abdullah Suffian from the Asia University, Kuala Lumpur. I'm specifically a little bit background about myself, especially Director of SPEED, which stands for School of Professional and Executive Education. And I'm also in charge of the STEER, which is the School of Technical and Engineering Reskilling. On top of that, is that I'm also the VP for the university in charge of corporate communications and ACD countries relationships management. Now, a bit about the university AEU. It is a very AEU is a very interesting concept in terms of propagating the idea that Malaysia is the educational hub for the region. Region here refers to Asia specifically. That's why we have Asia University. Now, in our efforts to be the Asian university, because AEU is an Asian university, bertapak di Kuala Lumpur, based in Kuala Lumpur, because the idea came up from us, Malaysians. And as part of this idea of propagating the education, e-education in Asia, we work very heavily outside Malaysia. The first country that the last coming to 4 years that we are in existence, we have been actively building up our relationship with India in terms of setting up the learning centers there. We have about over 135 learning centers in India alone, and we are actively having programs, our AEU programs, done by our Indian partners. Now, other countries in Asia where we are pretty active are the Middle East, most of the Middle East countries, except Syria, and we will be moving to most, if not all, of the Asian countries, the Middle East countries, and we are also looking into active collaboration with places like Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan and all that, and even outside the Asian region, we have been actively searching for collaborative partners who can bring us to the African continent, for example. And we are already in Europe actively working closely with some of the institutions of higher learning in Europe and UK, including UK. Now, outside Asia, we have already 3 learning centers in New Zealand alone. In New Zealand, we are working closely with WINTEC, Waikato Institute of Technology, Te Wānanga Aotearoa, the University of New Zealand, translated, and the National Technology Institute in Auckland. So we are pretty active even outside Asia, and our next target is to move into the non-Asian countries like Australia. Okay. Now, back to the Asian continent. We are now working and looking for active collaboration inside China, okay, and Indonesia. So Indonesia, we have established a good contact with some partners in Indonesia, but we are exploring some more. At the moment, we have at least 2 or 3 universities in Indonesia that is collaborating with Asia University already. Now, the other schools which are, of course, we've got an active School of Postgraduate Studies. Now, the other 2 schools which are non-academics are the School of Professional and Executive Education, short for SPEED, and the School of Technical and Engineering Reskilling, STEER, SPEED STEER. That happens to be under me. Now, talking a bit about SPEED, where the programs that you are embarking on, the Executive Masters in Management with DIPTA, our active collaboration with DIPTA especially for the Felder participants. It's a very interesting 1 year, 1.5 years executive master's design that DIPTA has come up with, and what you call facilitated and working closely together with SPEED. Is very much an industry-based and action learning-based kind of programs, which to me is what SPEED is aspiring to and propagating to the public, that the programs that are conducted via SPEED are executive programs from certificate, diploma, degree, and up to executive master's level. And the award comes from the Asia University as well. Now, this program that you are embarking on are very interesting in the sense that it is compact with cases, which is cases and industry-based practical experiences that they're going to share with you. Number one. Number two is that the lecturers or the resource persons involved in these programs are people who have tremendous amount of industry experience, and this will be in line with your aspiration as learners, because you would be more interested in the practical application to the industry rather than the academic knowledge per se. Of course, academic inputs are there, but that's not sufficient as industry practitioners like you. Okay. Now, DIPTA has come up with a very good design program, which includes a practical visit to the industries for each modules, and then practical case studies facilitated by people who have a lot of industry and practical experience. And the students are even brought to overseas. There's a modules in New Zealand that they'll spend 1 week with lectures in the 3 areas: international business, business performance improvements, and global marketing. So these are 3 modules that is being lectured in New Zealand. Now, the lectures are a mixture of people from the university and the practitioners from New Zealand. I've said up to this point as part of the introduction, and all the best for those of you who have been selected and who are on the programs. I know you will enjoy this program very much, and hope to see you during the program itself.